Let's go ahead and hook it up with the next dono. This is by Super PAC. And Super PAC said, since you didn't do my Dateline, put this towards my $25 dono. So let's see what Super PAC has in store for us here. Put the PC shot on. What the hell is this? Factions of conservatism.
It is often oversimplified and misunderstood.
What the hell is this?
Not only by foreign spectators and non-conservative Americans, but even by American conservatives themselves. The United States is a massive country whose politics are divided by the two-party system into the factions of the Republican Party and the Democrat Party. These,
oh man, the video got deleted.
Parties whose ideologies have changed over the course of their existence to now stand for conservatism and liberalism respectively. But these are broad titles. The broad entities of American conservatism and liberalism are themselves made up of multiple more clearly defined factions. And in this video we will be breaking down the factions of American conservatism along with our
I have to laugh. This is obviously some fucking Gen Z millennial piece of shit. I have to laugh when you can hear the dumbness in their voice and them try to portray themselves on these stupid YouTube videos as fucking like experts and shit. Let's just, I gotta hear this.
Pal Carson Wolf, who will be tackling the other half of this video over on his channel. We'll begin with the factions of mainstream conservatives. Factions of the right which are characterized by widespread and prominent holding of public offices and domination of right media and narratives, thus having a large and direct influence over the national agenda of the right wing. The first of these factions are the old right are a faction of conservatives who owe their beginnings to a blending of old Republican laissez-faire economics with the old Democrat belief in the authority or rights of the states, and Reagan-esque Christian, often evangelical Protestant values.
Dude,
as you might imagine,
the old right? Is that what this stupid, dumb, fucking young person is saying, the old right? Doesn't this motherfucker understand that everything that he just described is a component of, whether it's on the extreme side or at the very minute side, every one of those things is a component of the fucking right. You stupid fucking idiot.
And this faction emphasizes fiscal conservatism, small government, and general decentralization, opting for a federal government which empowers state governments to pursue conservative legislation at the local level. The old right will often hesitate to take initiative on bold new policies that might be received poorly by the public, generally following the philosophy of pursuing policy wanted by the people rather than needed by the people, making them, relatively speaking, a very democratic faction.
Now, you know this guy's a fucking Asperger or autist. Did you hear how he said? Let's just hear what he just said there. Okay, listen.
By the people rather than needed by the people.
Yeah, they are pushing legislation that is wanted by the people, not by needed by the people. As if this guy sounds like he's probably living with his fucking mother because he's not articulate. You can tell he wrote this shit down, is trying to read it to pass himself off as some intellectual. He's out here now thinking that he knows what you need. This is a fucking leftist idea. And that's the unfortunate part about the young people that are right-wing. They think that because they believe they know what's right, that's what Republicans should be doing. And you see, this is what this fucking shit is right here. You say, they're just going to do what the people want and not what they need. Who the fuck are you to say what the people need? The people are going to say what they fucking need, and you as a representative of their constituency should be advocating what they fucking want. Fucking stupid young people. I swear to Christ, dude. Fucking young people make me sick, dude.
Making them, relatively speaking, a very democratic faction of conservatism and one which favors order and procedure even at the expense of tangible political outcomes. A consequence of all this, however...
institutional order over political outcomes? What the fuck does that mean? You see, this is why in Winston, I'm talking to you and many people like you, you advocate a lot of what this tard is talking about, and that's not what the right is. Okay, the right, if you want to speak from a government point of view, the right understands the need for government, but the government has no right, as far as our perspective is concerned, to be able to pick winners and losers and allocate tax money to creating that effect. For instance, all the money that's going into electric vehicles from the government, all the money that's gone into the green energy from the government. That right there is what this fucking idiot that's in this fucking stupid fucking dumbass video is trying to advocate. You see, the left believes that the reason that they're allocating money to electric vehicles and the reason that they're advocating and doing money for solar panels is because they think that you need this. And you see, no one on the right should ever say that you need anything, because the right is all about the people being able to choose what they want and have beliefs that the government is a referee that has three branches of government. You have the legislative branch, in which the representative component of our government allows the people to advocate to their representatives certain policies. Okay, that's the legislative branch. The judicial branch is actually a component of the government that solves and resolutes problems, especially when it comes to business, especially when it comes to civil and also criminal. I mean, these are necessities for a civil society. So this idea that the right, is they're institutional and they're pro-democracy and they're state authority. I mean, this guy, the old right, are you fucking kidding me? What a fucking bunch of shit, dude. This is why I can't stand the young fucking people. I can't stand these fucking dumb young groypers. I can't stand, any of these fucking people that are young on the right. They're fucking cringe and they make me sick.
However, is that the old right demonstrates significant restraint in their approach to federal policy, to the point that old right politicians in federal positions are often characterized as ineffective, pandering, slow to act, or easily persuaded. Compromise with the opposition party is far more welcome by them than by other factions across both parties, and this will...
You dumb fucking young people, okay? That's the way our government works. It's not compromise because, we just want to compromise. Look, when the Republicans had full control of the House and the fucking executive branch, what happened? What happened? We passed the Patriot Act. We facilitated the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. We did a bunch of stuff that maybe people were I wasn't in full agreement with it. But that's what you're advocating. That's what this idiot dumbass is advocating. And to be honest with you, our government is best, if you want my opinion. I don't think the Patriot Act was good. And that's why I'm saying our government is best when there is a balance of power. And you see, that's what our forefathers understood. That's why they had three branches of government, in hopes of, if any branch got saturated with some party, which it did here this past post-Trump situation, that one of these other fucking branches of government would offset the power that's being abused by either one or two branches of government. And that's what happened here in this situation with the Supreme Court. Them overturning Roe v. Wade. They're about to overturn fucking affirmative action in colleges as well. This is proof that our government works. Our legislative branch and our executive branch for the past 2 years were dominated by Democrats. And because the Supreme Court and those of us that were on the right wing, Reagan and Bush Jr. and Trump, we cared about putting fucking conservative judges in the Supreme Court. That's why these fucking leftists were all in charge in the legislative branch. They were all in charge in the executive branch. But guess what? Our judicial branch fucking counteracted both of those pieces of shit. And that's why these fucking liberals are seething. That's why they want to pack the courts. That's why they want to do all this shit. And we absolutely cannot do it. So this tard fucking talking all this bullshit doesn't know his ass from his elbow.
Willingness to compromise paired with their perceived ineffectiveness has led many old-right politicians to be labeled as rhinos or Republicans in name only. Some key figures of this faction include Mike Pence, Lindsey Graham, and Mitch McConnell.
Now listen. I understand why people are calling those guys institutional idiots. And look, the only reason that they're still in power is that you fucking young people need to recognize that the party system on both sides, whether it's Republican or Democrat, is a seniority system in which the people that have been there in the party, the people that have been in the bureaucracy representing the party, are those the ones that are going to have seniority within the party. And unless you have new representatives and you have new senators that have brought in new pieces of legislation that have taken the trajectory of the GOP in a new direction. That's who becomes the next elders in the party. And that's why DeSantis, I mean, he's creating new ideas. He's putting the GOP in a new trajectory in policy and in ideas. We haven't seen what he's been doing. That it's one thing to talk new policy. It's one thing to talk new, we should do this. It's another thing to actually go out and make it policy and legislation. And that's what he's done to not only Florida. Not only has he passed all these laws that have shocked the rest of the country, he has turned the entire landscape of Florida, which used to be a swing state, entirely Republican. And he has set unprecedented Republican election by endorsing and by promoting the ideas. The whole damn state is red. The whole damn state is red.
Paleo-conservatives or paleo-cons, unlike members of the old right.
You know who identified as a paleo-fucking-conservative? Richard fucking Spencer, okay? So fuck off with this. Oh, yeah, paleo-conservative.
Far more statist, more ideologically driven, and generally more conservative on social and economic policies.
No, it's not.
Paleo-conservatism is
if you're pro-authority, that's fucking leftism, dude. That's totalitarianism. Okay, nationalistic, depending on how you want to view it and depending on what the definition of nationalistic is, most of these paleo-conservatives have their own definition of what the fuck nationalist is. Some people believe that, it's the fucking Europeans and this is that. Some people believe that it's the Constitution, that it's a social contract. Some people believe that it was religion, that the whole concept of our country was because of the religious freedom of the Quakers that first landed, the fucking Pilgrims in Plymouth Rock, etc. All those folks, all right, were the first settlers of the North America, and they left Europe because of religious freedom. So, give me a fucking break, dude. Our fucking whole founding was on a representative Republican government that emphasized liberty. Okay?
Rooted in a belief in natural law and hierarchy, a deeper sense of nationalism, and a willingness to use government power to push forward a definitive...
I mean, this is leftism. They believe in hierarchy. I mean, that's what leftism does. We want to create a bureaucracy, and then there's a head, and then there's this whole hierarchy. This is fucking leftism, for fuck's sake.
The conservative agenda, though still generally at the state level. American paleoconservatism typically draws upon later Jeffersonian and early Jacksonian era policy, which favored sovereignty of the states but placed a greater emphasis upon the role of the executive over the legislative branch, as many in the old right do, finding their base of power in federal and state legislatures.
Yeah, okay,
while
look.
Paleo-cons opt for
alt-right guys, okay, you see how what he just said? Oh, we wanted a point of emphasis in the executive branch over the legislative branch. That's not how our forefathers wrote the fucking Constitution, you dumb fucking piece of shit. All right, we don't live in a fucking dictatorship. That's leftism bullshit, dude. This idea that great leaders are the ones that are going to lead us into this and that. Dude, how has that worked out for communists? How has that worked out for communists? Dude, this is why I can't stand the Nick Fuentes types, these new young fucking Republicans that don't know their ass from their elbow. And let me tell you, you idiots, when you thought that Trump was going to be elected, you actually thought that he was going to be able to unilaterally just pass laws and put people in jail and fire people. That's not how it fucking works. That's not how it works.
Of more executive authority so as to push forward more sweeping changes. When it comes to federal policy, paleoconservatives do rally together and push forward policy on matters pertaining to law and order, border security, and civil well-being, feeling the need to take action when American quality of life is at risk. This comes on account of a deeper sense of identity with America as a people.
Hold on, pause
the old
this.
Right generally
Ghost hates him, you see. I can tell that you're some fucking absent-minded, half-witted, selective hearing piece of shit. The shock troops that I was calling for are bureaucrats that have the institutional qualification to be appointed by either legislative or executive authorities. And once they're put into those positions or nominated in those positions of power, they take their ideological perspectives and implement it on a bureaucratic level. That's what I meant by fucking shock troops, you fucking stupid moron.
Holds America as a system or ideal. The old right being more willing to act when it's felt that American
Jesus Christ, you people are fucking stupid.
Key
No
figures
wonder
of the
our fucking
PALEO-CON
country
faction
sucks.
include Ron DeSantis, Marsha Blackburn, and Tucker Carlson, as well as organizations
Oh, wait a
like
minute.
Turning Point USA.
Hold on. They're putting fucking DeSantis as a paleo-conservative? Are you fucking kidding me? This guy is an institutional conservative that has used the institutions of Florida to pass policy that is now redefining the whole entire party platform. Dude, you see what I'm saying about people don't know what the fuck? Dude, what a fucking idiot, man. What a fucking moron.
Neoconservatives or neocons.
Now, let me tell you what neoconservative is, okay? It's democracy. It's actually a foreign policy more than anything else. I mean, it's an international relations policy. Neocons is democratization by force. That's what it is.
Beginning to the Cold War era. This period of American history saw a hard shift away from the historic domestic focus of the country to one of interventionist foreign policy. Like neoliberals who constitute the other half of what some have called the Uniparty, neocons are defined by a pro-globalist policy, unrelenting support for free trade, military interventionism in foreign countries in the name of spreading or protecting democracy, support for the military-industrial complex which facilitates these interventions, cooperation with foreign organizations and interests which further facilitate globalization, and an oftentimes warped view of American exceptionalism that demands a sharing of American prosperity with the world. Domestic policy is what differentiates...
That's a fairly decent definition of neoconservatism. All right, that's the only thing he's gotten right here. That's the only thing he's gotten right.
In that neocons will push for fiscally and socially conservative domestic policies, but are more than willing to compromise on domestic policy to gain support in foreign proposals. Because of this weak-handed approach to domestic social issues, as well as the cross-party influence of this interventionist faction, the neocons have become a haven for liberal subverters intent on undermining the larger conservative faction by pushing its Overton window to the left. Understandably, this faction is rife with politicians often regarded by other conservatives as rhinos.
Well, hold on just a second. I don't think that their foreign policy is leftist, okay? I mean, their foreign policy is what some on the real left, I mean, not these fucking idiots that don't know what foreign policy is, many on the real left would say that this is a technocratic imperialism. And that what neoconservatives are advocating is American exceptionalism to be bestowed around the world. Now, I am not the biggest fan of this, but I have read about neoconservatism. I've studied neoconservatism. I read the PNAC document, the Project for New American Century, and everything that they've outlined on there has come to pass. So, as a student of foreign policy, like I've always been, you have to give validity to the ideas that have actually come to pass. And that's what's happened. I mean, that's what's happened with the neoconservative idea, the Project for the New American Century. I mean, look at the Project of a New American Century. It was written in like 98, okay? And everything that they've described on there, and even though it's harsh, it's not necessarily humanitarian, it can be highly criticized. The whole intention of those plans was to make the Russians fall, which they're currently doing, and to make China fall, which is currently happening right now with the economic implosion and the Chinese communists trying to suppress the uprising from that economic implosion by implementing a zero COVID policy that is now causing the whole goddamn population of China to go berserk. So, I mean, I'm not a neocon, but I'll be honest with you, the things that they wrote in the PNAC document is absolutely happening 100%.
Neocon faction
absolutely happening 100%.
Bush, Dick Cheney, and Dan Crenshaw. The New Right, as the name would suggest, is a relatively new faction of the conservative.
The New Right, all right? And hold on, let me get to Ghost Trans-Pacific Waifu's video. He looks a little upset. He said, fuck it, that video made me angry. Some idiots in the chat, my last dono was a troll. Now, I would rather educate you idiots in the chat instead. Okay, because he's got one coming up. So we'll go ahead and do that. I agree, Ghost Trans-Pacific Waifu. These people are fucking idiots. But let's see what the New Right definition is, all right?
It is made up of generally late millennial-aged Americans inspired by the bold presidency of Donald Trump and who are now running for high offices themselves. Like paleo-conservatives who came before them, the new right stresses nationalism, paternalism, and traditionalism.
You see,
however,
listen. These are very abstract concepts. Nationalism, what defines nationalism? You see, and you ask every one of these fucking young people like Winston Fujimori and all these fucking idiots that think that they're so fucking politically endowed when they really don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They'll tell you their version of what the fuck nationalism is, and each and every one of them have a different version of it. Some of them are like, it's, Europeans created this and we got it. And some of it's racial. Some of it's economical. Like, oh, we need a living wage. I mean, all of it is leftist bullshit. It's all leftist bullshit. You want to be nationalistic about America? Be for the fucking Constitution. Because that document is a social contract that guarantees unalienable rights to each and every fucking American as described in the Bill of Rights. That's nationalistic. Okay? Nationalistic is saluting the flag not because of the stupid fucking idiots in this country that have socially degraded the shit. We salute that flag because we have rights. We still have somewhat economic freedom. We still have somewhat political freedom. I mean, we can, dude, I've been up here for a long time talking shit about every politician in this country, and I have yet to be arrested. I've been questioned a couple of times, but I've yet to be arrested. I have not been told that if I continue to talk, I'm going to be thrown in jail. None of that shit. Okay, so that's what people should be nationalistic about. But if you ask the Winston Fujimoris and all these people, they're going to say the same shit. The Europeans and, all that racial crap. And to be honest with you, that's not what America was built on. America was built on, if you want my personal opinion, if you take a look at the first settlers in North America, they were religious. They were religious. And that's what this goddamn country was, that's what it was fucking based on. It was the First Amendment, the freedom of religion, the freedom of to organize, freedom of assembly, and the freedom of speech. All right?
Keep on crying, Ghost you a bitch.
Yeah, all right. Go, just shut your mouth. And all you people that are saying that, oh, the Constitution ain't shit. Oh, yeah? Why don't you look up the Magna Carta? I mean, that's where our forefathers recognized that the social contract is meaningful so long as it's a continued, respected, and a document that people are willing to die for. Magna Carta in 1215 was a document in which the nobility of the feudalistic powers demanded a separate type of treatment from the fucking commoners. And in this document, the Magna Carta, it showed that either the monarchs were going to sign this document and making it official, making it legal, that the nobility was going to be treated in a different capacity than the commoners. And guess what? That Magna Carta stood the test of time thereafter, and that's why there was a new tier within feudalism. It was the monarchs, the nobility, and then the commoners. And you see, that's when our forefathers took the Constitution from. They realized that document, as long as we continue to enforce it, as long as we continue to live and give our lives for that document so that each and every one of us have liberty, then it will always sustain itself. So that's why the Constitution is such a big fucking deal. And that's why you've got stupid idiots like this that are like, hey, I'm the new right. Yeah, we're nationalistic. Ask every one of these stupid dumbasses that try to claim that we need a national. Every one of them is going to have a different fucking idea of what the fuck nationalism is. And truly, the universal basic understanding of our country of nationalism is that fucking document, the Constitution. I swear to God, I would die for that fucking document, because once that document is null and void, then not only do we not have fucking freedom, the world is completely absent of even the dream of that kind of freedom. It's over. It's over. Anyway, play the rest. I didn't mean to go off keister here. Somebody donated this shit. And I hate fucking young tards like this on YouTube that think they know every fucking thing in the world, and they don't really know shit.
From paleoconservatives is their strong emphasis on the traditional culture and ethics of America based in old Northeastern Anglo and Christian principles.
Yeah, you see that? You see what? There's the racial component. All right? What the fuck does that mean? You see, that's very generalized. That's fucking very abstract, which is what the fucking left operates on. They operate on fucking abstract language so that people can have loose interpretations of shit. What the fuck did he say? I want to hear this verbatim, what he said again. All right, play it.
The new right stresses nationalism, paternalism, and traditionalism. However, what separates them from paleoconservatives is their strong emphasis on the traditional culture and ethics of America based in old Northeastern Anglo and Christian principles.
Old English, Anglo-Saxon, and Christian principles, all right? What the fuck does that mean? All right, literally, what the fuck does that mean?
I'd buy that for $1.
And what is this? Evil Mirror, a ghost would die for a document like a true bureaucrat. Yeah, go fuck yourself. You're in some shithole out there in Europe. All right, so go fuck yourself. Yeah, so what is that exactly? Because, to be honest with you, this whole fucking country, during the beginnings of the settlement over here in North America, I mean, there were more Dutch that were over here in North America than English. I mean, don't you understand that? I mean, you know, that's why New York, once upon a time, used to be called New Amsterdam. So this idea that, oh, we're, fucking Northeast and fucking English and fucking Christian. Oh, yeah, what denomination of Christian are you talking about? Because every denomination of Christian that came over here hated what the fuck was going on over there in Europe. That's why they were willing to fucking risk their lives coming over here and settling an unknown land than to fucking be down with the Reformation or to be down with Luther and Calvinism and all this shit that was happening in Europe. So what the fuck kind of fucking Christian are you talking about? Jesus Christ.
This faction draws upon early Federalist beliefs in natural hierarchy, strong central authority, and a deeply moral, orderly, and responsible society.
That's communist fucking China. That's communist fucking China is what this guy's talking about. Oh, you got a pro fucking authority and a hierarchy. And dude, he just talks shit over here in the old right about institutionalism. This moron just talks shit about the old right as being institutionalist, and this fucking idiot is like the new right, pro-authority, pro-hierarchy. That's the same shit. Fucking idiot. That's why I can't stand young people that think they're right-wing. They don't know shit.
Is drawing upon the ideological contributions of later pro-centralization Catholic immigrants, creating a broadly pro-authority, pro-order,
so they're down with Catholicism. The pedophile cult that everybody turns away from, even though we've had millions of fucking children that have come out and said that they were molested by fucking priests, okay? We're supposed to oblige this fucking idea. Oh, I thought that maybe you were thinking about the real Christians that came over here, like the Quakers, the Pilgrims, and, you know, these folks. Oh, I get it now.
Tradition and pro-Christian conservative movement. The new right is also far more pragmatic in its approach to economics, not shying away from ideals considered progressive or left-leaning by other factions.
I'm glad he was honest about that. Y'all hear that? You hear that, Winston Fujimori? You hear that? We're okay with any of the economic stuff. We're economic pragmatists, okay? We don't mind a little bit of socialism, you know, a little bit of communism here. We don't mind a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Like, dude, unfucking believable. That, you know, this is why our fucking country is being flushed down the toilet, because we got fucking dumb young people that think that they're ultra right wing and they think that this is actually something that's new when it's all it is. It's fucking left wing in a new fucking package.
The new right views economics as a means to an end, not an end in and of itself. That end being to ensure a higher quality of life for the average American family through policies that encourage and support traditional roles, lifestyles.
What's traditional? You see, once again, another buzzword. What the fuck is traditional? Because what you're saying here in the new right definition is not traditional to what the American Republic is supposed to be. Do you understand? And look, people are saying, oh, DeSantis is Catholic and Greg Abbott is Catholic. Yeah, they're not implementing their so-called traditionalism as policy. All right, the reason they're Catholic is because, you know, idiots like that are in the new right, they need to see that, oh, yeah, look at it. He believes in God. He believes in Jesus. Okay, great. It's political. And they don't fucking do any of that fucking shit. All right? Maybe they apply that shit to abortion, but the reason they need to apply that shit to abortion is because look at the fucking women nowadays. They're fucking demons. All right? They're fucking demons, for Christ's sake. And how else are you going to say to a people that has been mesmerized in fucking public education and in fucking college education, how can you tell these people that, hey, look, vacuuming a fetus out of your uterus is not right, okay? I don't care how you fucking, put it. It's not right. And as a result, we got to go, I hate to say this, the fucking right has to go the religious component to be able to offset this fucking secular debate of fucking abortion. And I don't know, for whatever reason, women have a fixation on wanting to vacuum a fetus out of their uterus. I have no idea why. I mean, we live in a day and age now. You could have possibly made the case during Roe v. Wade time in the 70s. Because, birth control, was just barely at its infancy. Nobody used condoms because there was no fucking AIDS or any of that shit back then. But now you have so many goddamn ways of prophylactics and birth control that you don't even fucking need abortion. Bitches want to have abortions because I think that many women are fucking evil. And that's why, in my opinion, and I know Maria and a bunch of other people are probably not, women are not going to agree with this, but when you leave women with idle hands, they are the devil's playground. They are the fucking absolute devil's playground, and that's why you have so many women that want to go out and kill their own fucking baby that they created. Women, they're the creators. That's why the creator of this world is a woman. Because creation happens in the female of every goddamn living organism on this planet. And women have been fucking told and mesmerized and they believe that by fucking going out and vacuuming the fetus out of your uterus, that is somehow an equating of woman liberation and woman freedom and woman health care and all this other bullshit. So fuck that, dude. I'm not even joking around. Women are taking their own gift of creation and telling God, creator, whoever the hell you think runs this place, fuck you is what they're saying, all right? Fuck you is what they're saying by saying, I want to kill my own creation. I want to kill my own creation.
Noteworthy figures within the New Right faction include Blake Masters, Josh Hawley, and Joe Kent.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. Look, I mean, with the exception of Hawley, I think he's all right. I mean, he's done some things. The other two look like they just popped out of the asshole of Greg Louganis post-AIDS infection. Jesus fucking Christ.
Though often regarded as a third
here we go. The Libertarians. All right, the Libertarians out here. Jesus Christ. I want to do anything I want until you stop me from doing everything I want, then I want you to be stopped. I mean, I fucking hate libertarians. I'm sorry.
Of Democrats and Republicans, most libertarians generally do share socially conservative values in regard to self-sufficiency, personal responsibility, and natural hierarchy, albeit tempered by heavy dependence upon ideology, a tolerance of generally liberal positions, and a general dissatisfaction with collective identity. Rooted in a distrust of government typically based in dissatisfaction with the ineffective bureaucracy of modern democratic republican systems, as well as the deceptive and unscrupulous actions of many modern politicians, libertarians are an inherently anti-establishment faction that seeks to decentralize government
They're
power
anarchists.
And to private entities and individuals.
They're anarchists. You cannot have a civil, safe society without a government that is funded by the people that are going to serve and protect the order, the justice, and the legal ease of a goddamn country. If you don't have law and order, you've got nothing. Okay? If you don't have law and order, you don't have a goddamn thing. I am not pro-totalitarian government, as I've stated. The government's role, in my opinion, is to protect the people, both foreign and domestic, and being able to act as a referee when it comes to private disputes. Not pick winners and losers.
individuals to do with it as they see fit, working off the premise that private self-interested entities will naturally feel more deeply invested in doing what's for their own good, and that this success and competition will radiate out to the benefit of the rest of society. Libertarians are of the live and let live mentality, removing social issues from the realm of national policy and leaving lifestyle choices from education to drug use up to the individual. However, given the highly ideological and idealist nature of libertarianism...
Do you see what he just described? That's what fucking Portland, Oregon's doing right now. Portland, Oregon is, and there are, I mean, you saw they're liberal as shit. You know, they were the ones that were doing the George Floyd riots with Ferguson and all that shit. They have every drug legal out there. They have every drug legal, same in Seattle, and take a look at those shitholes. Take a look at what's happened to those shitbags, okay?
The general apathy toward directly addressing social issues, opposition to the very structure of the political order, and greater emphasis on individual over group identity, this faction often finds great difficulty pushing forward major political policy and building a larger support base. Some key figures of the libertarian faction include Ron Paul, Rand Paul, and Larry Elder. American conservatism.
How quaint.
It's much more than
How
just a
quaint
coverall term.
the libertarians try to bring in Larry Elder in this regard. Larry Elder is a right-wing conservative, okay? I mean, he is down with Tom Sowell economics, for fuck's sake.
And it's a lot more than what you see in the government buildings of DC. American conservatism includes factions that, although not visibly represented in government, do have a clear presence within its ideological zeitgeist, impacting and shaping conservative American culture, or in some cases, just barely hanging on to its fringes.
All right, you know, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what this guy should be doing? He would be serving his country better if he was behind the counter in a goddamn McDonald's saying, "Would you like fries with that?" Instead of fucking, saying whatever this fucking garbage is in this ridiculous, stupid, dumb fucking video. Oh, I know all about the conservatives. I know what I'm doing. Da, da, da. Fucking idiot.